Hey, this is Dr. Barry. Let's talk for just a few minutes about whether or not the ketogenic way of eating is safe in pregnancy. I've gotten this question multiple times, and before I made a video on this, I wanted to really dig into all the research I could find about this so that I could give you an answer that's based not only on all the available research, but also on the common sense of this question and the ancestral appropriateness of the answer for this question. So if you know someone who's pregnant or who's thinking of getting pregnant, please consider sharing this video with them. You can share it on your Facebook page, or you can send it to them in a message. Help me to help more people by sharing this with anyone who's pregnant or thinks they might want to be in the future. Now, let's talk about this. First of all, there's very, very little research on this topic. Is a high-fat diet safe in pregnancy? We all know that the ketogenic way of eating is not just a high-fat diet, but it is high in fat. And so all the research I could find was all done in mice, and they were given a synthetic high-fat diet that had canola oil, that had Crisco, that had synthetic fats that we would never, ever recommend giving a pregnant woman. There's absolutely not a single research study done on high-fat diets in pregnant humans that I could find. If you can find a study like that, please post it in the comments down below so I can do further research. But I could not find it on pubmed.gov. But what I did find was done in mice, and they were fed a very high fat diet that was high in synthetic fats and in vegetable oils. And their offspring did have some little abnormalities, but I would think that's because they were eating lots of synthetic fats and vegetable oils, not just because it was a high fat diet. So now let's talk about other diets that obstetricians and pediatricians recommend to pregnant women. So when you go to your obstetrician for your first visit, chances are you'll be given a diet handout, and it'll say things like eat lots of whole grains, eat lots of fruits, drink lots of fruit juices, and eat lots of fruits and vegetables. Now, is that diet based on any meaningful research? The answer to that is no. There's never been a randomized control trial in humans showing that the diet that your obstetrician will most likely recommend to you is safe in pregnant women. That study has never been done. And I know you may go, what? Yeah, true story. The diet that your pediatrician, if you went to them in advance and said, hey, I'm about to get pregnant, which diet would be best for my developing baby? The diet that they would hand you would be some variation of the DASH, vegetarian, eat lots of whole grains, drink lots of orange juice diet. There is zero research showing that that's safe in human embryos. And in fact, more and more experts are coming out and saying that's probably not safe if you're trying to grow a human in your womb. And so I don't recommend any of those diets. And obviously, the standard American diet definitely is not safe for pregnant women, and you should not eat that diet. And so now let's move from the research end of it, because I know there's just not much there, right? So let's talk about the ancestral appropriateness of this, the common sense of this question. So your baby is about to develop one of the largest brains per body size in the mammalian family, in the animal kingdom, as a matter of fact. Your baby's brain in relation to its body size is going to be huge, right? All babies have this very big head, and it's full of brains. And what are those brains made of? They're not made of carbohydrates. That brain is made of cholesterol and fat, right? And then some protein, but that's the bulk of what your baby's brain is going to be made of. The heart and the brain form very, very early in this process. The Weston Price Foundation, they have a podcast about this. I'm going to link in the notes below so you can listen to that, because once you've listened to that and understood what other cultures did thousands of years ago for pregnant women, you'll get a much better understanding of why it's so important to fill the diet of a pregnant woman or a woman who thinks she's about to get pregnant with lots of healthy fats, okay? There are 4 vitamins that are considered fat soluble: vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K. And if the fats that you're getting in your diet consist of canola oil, soybean oil, corn oil, things like that, processed oil, Crisco, margarine, then you're not getting any of those vitamins whatsoever. And as I said earlier, the tiny human heart that's going to form inside your baby has to have those fat soluble vitamins in order to form properly. And you're going to get those fat soluble vitamins from pastured butter, from pastured eggs, from pastured pork, from grass-fed beef. That's where you're going to get those vitamins. You won't get those in a bottle of canola oil or in a tub of, I can't believe it's not butter. They don't contain any of that, okay? And so to help your baby's heart and brain to develop as good as they possibly can, you need to be eating lots of good, healthy fats before you get pregnant. And this goes for the dad as well as the mom. And then after you become pregnant, you need to eat a very fatty meat heavy version of the ketogenic whey so that you're giving your baby all it needs to develop a healthy heart and a healthy brain. Now, and there are examples of this in multiple other cultures where the pregnant women, when they would have a kill and bring it into the village, the pregnant women would get the liver, they would get the brain, they would get the bone marrow, they would get all this stuff because they knew back then from thousands of years of trial and error that the pregnant women have healthier babies when they eat lots of healthy animal-based fat. And this is just a fact that can be looked up in the anthropology and archaeology research. So if you know a pregnant woman or a woman who's about to become pregnant, you need to turn her on to the ketogenic diet because it is absolutely the best diet for a pregnant woman or a woman who's thinking of getting pregnant. And I don't mean a ketogenic way of eating that's filled with bars and protein shakes and powders. I'm talking about a real whole food, lots of fatty meat, ketogenic diet. That's what we're talking about here. Now, I also have a kids video. Is it safe to eat keto for your kids? And I'll link to that and I'll put it here, somewhere it'll pop up. And so if my videos have helped you in some way with your health, please consider subscribing and clicking the bell right beside the subscribe button. And if you'd like to help me even more, you can sign up for my Patreon site. It's right down below. It's a quick sign up, and you can throw a buck or two my way so that I have more time to make more videos just like this. This is Dr. Berry. I'll see you next time.